Now we're into link building recipes. Getting links from other sites is the most important thing you can do to increase your rank. So assuming you already have a page that somebody's looking for in search, the way that Google chooses which one to rank first is pretty much whichever site has the most links to it. So Google is trying to figure out on behalf of the user which page is the most experienced on that topic. And a very credible business shows experience and expertise by getting articles published about them. They're doing interviews, they've got their photos shown across the web, they're winning awards, speaking at events, and pretty much all of the online PR that you would see, like from a successful author that's going on a book tour, or from a famous actor who's announcing an upcoming movie. So Google's looking for all those clues online in the form of links to help choose who it's going to rank the highest. And so this next group of recipes is going to talk about different ways to get links. So let's start with an obvious one, but often overlooked, and that's sending photos to vendors. So a lot of companies that you work with, especially if you're in the wedding industry, they'd love to have professional photos, and if you send those photos to them, you can ask for photo credit in the form of a link. So this might take about 30 minutes per vendor. The first thing you can do is scan through all your existing images for product placement or services being featured. So a newborn photographer might see clothes from a local boutique, or you might be using props from a prop company, or lighting, or a backdrop, or a basket. All of those things were made by companies, and those companies might not have great examples of their work, or they might want to feature the fact that you've got a site showcasing them, and they would be happy to link to that. Any wedding vendor falls into this category, like the person who's making the flowers or the invitations, the cake, the string quartet, the wedding coordinator, or the venue. So send a package of photos to that company. It could be an email with a link to Dropbox. It could be a personalized thumb drive along with a thank you card or a note in physical mail. And you'd say something like, I captured your work, and please feel free to use these, and it would be nice if you could link to, and then give a link to your post. And notice that I'm asking them to link to an individual post about that session. If you paid attention in previous recipes, we learned that links are important to point to various pages of your site to show that they're all valuable and should rank, especially deep pages. So tell them exactly what page you want to link it to. And in the future, you might be on the lookout for ways you can capture venues or vendors. So for example, if you're doing a photo shoot, try and get a photo of the wedding coordinator in action, knowing that you're going to send that photo to him or her later and ask to be featured. Even something like taking a photo of the park that you're doing a portrait session at and then sending that to the city for use on the city website. I know from personal experience it's nearly impossible to find photos of parks and to know what kind of services they provide. I think the city would love to have something like that, and they'd be glad to feature you in exchange. Or take photos of the individual products being used by the people that are in your session, like a newborn beanie, maybe some prop that you got on Etsy. These people likely don't have professional photos of their work, and so that's a pretty quick and easy way to get featured on their blog. You could take it a step further and just look for products online that don't have good photography and send them a note saying that you can take photos of their stuff or photos of their stuff being used in exchange for a link to your site once you send them those photos, and sometimes they'll even give you the product for free too. If someone features your work on Facebook, let's say that newborn beanie on Etsy, They might have a Facebook page but not a blog. That's not really helping you from a search perspective. Facebook's great for branding and maybe some short-term visibility, but you definitely want these photos featured with links on their websites to get the most bang for your buck. Now, sometimes you can even offer to write the post. So let's say in that florist example, you can write a post for the florist about how great flowers really make an impact on the photo albums once you order your photos later. A florist would love that type of thing. It doesn't take them any effort. You're doing the work, but in exchange you're going to get a really great link from a powerful site that can boost you up through the ranks.